Over the last few months, coastlines around the world have started looking like alien landing zones. Strange, bizarre creatures from the absolute darkest parts of the ocean are suddenly turning up dead on our beaches. Take a look at this. This is a massive 10-foot-long oarfish that recently washed onto the sand in California. In the last 125 years, an oarfish has been spotted in this state fewer than 20 times. The scale extends far beyond single creatures. More than 150 dolphins recently beached themselves in Tasmania, while massive swarms of sea turtles are crowding shorelines globally. These animals evolved to thrive in the pitch-black, freezing depths of the abyss. Coming to the sunlit shallows guarantees their death. So why are they doing it? If you check social media, you will find a very specific explanation. People are calling these animals doomsday fish. The theory claims that because they live close to the seafloor, they sense impending earthquakes and flee to the surface right before disaster strikes. This idea gained serious traction back in 2011. Dozens of oarfish were spotted along the Japanese coast right before the devastating 9.1 magnitude Tohoku earthquake and tsunami wiped out entire towns. This map shows the Ring of Fire. It outlines a massive horseshoe-shaped boundary around the Pacific Ocean that holds 90% of the world's deep-sea vents and also 90% of the world's earthquakes. It's exactly where most of these strandings happen. It sounds convincing, but to find out if these creatures are actually trying to warn us about the end of the world, we need to understand the dark world they come from. We have to go all the way back to the very beginning. Rewind 4.5 billion years to Earth's Hadean Eon. There is no blue planet. It is a hostile, boiling rock covered in magma and constantly battered by space debris. Surface temperatures easily topped 2,000 degrees Celsius. As the planet slowly cooled, millions of active volcanoes expelled water vapor into the atmosphere. This process, called outgassing, formed thick, heavy storm clouds. Eventually, the sky opened up, raining continuously for millions of years and filling massive tectonic craters with water. We had our oceans. At the bottom of these new oceans, freezing water seeped into the Earth's crust, met magma, and shot back out through deep-sea cracks. These are hydrothermal vents. Here, in pitch-black water reaching 400 degrees Celsius, a mix of minerals and energy sparked something entirely new, our last universal common ancestor, or LUCA. Every living thing on this planet traces its lineage back to this exact environment. Our biological origins lie in the violent, chemical-rich cauldron of the abyss. Fast forward to about 540 million years ago, during the Cambrian explosion. Oxygen levels spiked, giving life the energy it needed to evolve into complex animals. The shallow coastal waters filled with early fish, but they also filled with fierce, sharp-toothed predators. The surface became highly competitive. Then, 250 million years ago, disaster struck. During the Permian-Triassic extinction, often called the Great Dying, millions of years of volcanic eruptions choked the atmosphere. The surface oceans turned into toxic, oxygen-starved gas chambers. 96% of all marine species died. While the surface became unlivable, the deep sea offered stable temperatures and consistent oxygen levels. Over thousands of years, these abyssal niches became the primary refuge for marine life struggling to survive the toxic collapse above. Down there, the rules of biology changed. To survive the freezing temperatures and extreme lack of food, these refugees had to adapt. They grew to massive sizes to store energy longer, developing into bizarre, alien-like shapes that look like monsters to us today. The deep sea acted as a massive biological vault. It shielded Earth's most resilient survivors from the extinction events happening on the surface, keeping them safe in the dark for 250 million years. Look at this depth gauge graphic comparing the ocean layers. As you descend toward the ocean floor, water pressure increases exponentially. Every 10 meters adds another atmosphere of pressure. By the time you reach the deepest trenches, the water is pressing down on you with a force equal to the weight of an entire skyscraper. These animals survived because they traded bone for jelly. Their bodies evolved to be 90% water. Because water is nearly incompressible, their fluid-filled cells easily push back against the crushing weight of the ocean, keeping them from collapsing. They also had to solve the total lack of sunlight. Many developed bioluminescence, a chemical reaction that creates a natural glow. In an environment completely devoid of light, they use these glowing lures to attract scarce prey straight into their needle-like teeth. Their biology is hyper-specialized for the abyss. If they swim too high, they can't survive the decompression. Their bodies are built to literally never leave this high-pressure sanctuary. That is exactly why seeing them wash up on our beaches is causing so much alarm. If these creatures are physically trapped in the deep sea by their own adaptations, what is violently driving them to the surface today? Despite what the internet tells you, the data is clear. Extensive marine biology studies show absolutely no conclusive link between deep-sea strandings and massive earthquakes or tsunamis. The doomsday fish is a myth. Look at this beach covered in olive ridley sea turtles. People panicked, assuming the worst, but they weren't fleeing a disaster. This was simply a routine, massive mating migration. In other cases, dolphin pods get disoriented by coastal geography, or a sick group leader accidentally navigates into shallow waters. The real reason these deep-sea creatures are dying on our shores has nothing to do with supernatural omens or sudden tectonic shifts. Instead, they are falling victim to a slow, invisible ecological breach. We are systematically polluting the chemical makeup of the deep sea. Human activity on the surface is penetrating miles downward, breaking the physical barriers that protected the sanctuary for hundreds of millions of years. Rising global temperatures are shifting ocean currents and depleting the water's oxygen supply. This creates expanding dead zones, massive patches of localized hypoxia, where deep water creatures literally begin to suffocate. Then there is the sheer volume of waste. Microplastics are raining down from the surface into the abyss. Deep-sea organisms are ingesting these toxic synthetics, poisoning a food chain that has operated uninterrupted since before the dinosaurs. To make matters worse, aggressive commercial operations like deep-sea mining and offshore oil drilling are tearing up the ancient ocean floor, destroying specialized habitats in a matter of hours. These ancient extremophiles are now ecological refugees. We are suffocating the sanctuary that originally gave birth to life on Earth. If we destroy our own biological foundation, the consequence is final.